Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to be looking at setting up the word censor and essentially looking at all the things we can do with the word censor in this chat system from the marketplace. So, if you didn't see the last video, we actually added a new command. I went over the basics of creating your own custom commands. In that video I created a command that clears the chat, so I can type /clear and do that. I actually might be submitting that as an update, now that I have it in. So in this video, like I said, we're going to be looking at the word censor. So a couple of questions you may have are, how do I add words to the word censor? How do I change the censor character? How do I make it so that things like private messages are censored or censor different commands and all of that? So let's jump into it. So the word censor is actually pretty simple, and you can find everything for the word censor in this chat FL. So come into the BP chat system folder, and then blueprints, and then chat FL, which is the function library. Now, the function for the word censor is the censor string function. So you can see I actually have two comments here that kind of explain how it works. So this is the function that censors text. Customize the censor whitespace variable. Here's an example of what it does. So you can read this if you want. Yeah, so essentially this is the censor string thing. And let's go ahead and take a look at how it's used and how we can add words to the word censor. So come into this, let's see, I think it's, let me double check. I might have moved the array for all the words. Alright, so come into the chat FL and double click on this get chat command. This is where we use the word censor. So essentially all text that is, every message that someone types passes through this huge function that has all the commands, right? And then at the end, that's where we apply the word censor. So we pretty much do, so right now as you can see, we pretty much pass in the message and then into this function and then pass it out through this new message. So as you can see, if they're not using a command at all, if they're just typing a message, then we censor this new text variable. Okay, so the new text is pretty much the message. So if they're not using a command, then we censor it using the word censor as the censor filter, and we use an asterisk as the censor character. And then we censor whitespace. And, well, we can if we want. But if we're not, or if we are using a command, so if it's like a private message, mute, any of that, then we don't censor the text that gets displayed. So right now if I send someone a private message, the word censor won't be applied. And an easy way for you to change that is you can just connect this up to here. Okay, so now instead of using just the new text, it uses the censored new text. Okay, and let's actually look at the word censor array itself. So here in the customization general category in the variables, we have this word censor variable. And I actually have one word in here by default. It's probably a mistake on my end. But yeah, so you can add words to the word censor. So if I add the word hello, or let's do a phrase, not just a word, so hi there. Alright, so I can add these words. It's really that easy. You can add those words to the word censor. Now, if I go ahead and play, let's actually test it out. So I can do enter to type, and then I can type hello people, and it censored out the word hello, as you can see. Now let's test the next one, which is hi there. So we can do hi there, friend. Then it censored out hi there, or censored hi and there. And actually, if you're wondering why I don't have a username, I just haven't set that up on my end. I'm just using the demo project. But yeah, so that's essentially how that works. Now let's take a look at some of the options we have with the word censor. So as you can see on this censor string function, we have a couple of inputs. So of course the string we want to censor, the filter, which is just the word censor array we're using. Then we have censor character, which, as you may have noticed, is an asterisk. So we can change this to we can change it to whatever we will want. It could be this, I don't know if you can really see that. So we can have it be that dot, kind of that password character. Let's take a look at what that does, what that looks like. So let's just go ahead and do hello. And as you can see, instead of being an asterisk for the character, it's now that dot. So that's essentially what that does. That's pretty simple. And I'm stuck in full screen. Alright, the next thing we'll look at is censor whitespace. So censor whitespace applies to, so essentially in our word censor, let's take a look. As an example, we have hi there. If we don't censor whitespace, then it will censor hi, and then it will censor there. If we do censor whitespace, it will just censor the whole thing. There will even be a star or dot for this whitespace in there. So let me just change this back to an asterisk. And we'll check this censor whitespace. And pay attention, I'm going to type hi there, and you'll see how it's a little bit different from before. So if we do hi there, you'll see that rather than there being 2 stars for hi, and then 5 for there, there's actually 8 stars, because the white space is now censored out. Which, that's kind of personal preference. If I uncheck that and then do the same thing, hi there, then we can see there the white space is no longer censored. So that's essentially how that works. Very simple. Again, just to clarify, you can do this for various different commands. So by default, I am not censoring private message, so it's using the uncensored, right? So it's using the new text for all commands without censoring it. And then if you want to use the censored text, you can just connect the censored string up to here. So yeah, that's essentially how it works. In case you're wondering what this command is here, that's essentially so the command is essentially what command you're using. So this function, this getChat command, it has tons of stuff that detects the command you're using. And so like if I do /pm and then I successfully send a private message, then it will use this, it'll be a private message, right? And then say for example someone types in a group name that has a censored word, it'll pretty much say, okay, you have joined, and then the group name. I don't want to censor that out. I don't want to censor out that text because then they can't see what group they're using, if that makes sense. So you can kind of play around with it, get what you want. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.